Alright, since it's been 50 days, some of you might have forgotten that the reason I'm here in Bangalore, India is actually from a cycling trip. Now, I know this gets confusing for a lot of people, because when I say cycling, I don't mean a motorcycle. What I actually mean is riding around on this for 2 months, 1,000 kilometers, leaving the day after Christmas and the trip ending at the end of February. And what I'm doing now is editing a lot of that to put out into a film. But today I figured I'd show you guys some of my highlights and also my favorite photo. And there's also a giveaway.
This could be the moment we've been waiting for, the chance to feel alive. Nothing's gonna stop us, nothing's gonna top this, nothing like we've ever seen. And I raise my hands to the sky, what a feeling. 'Cause I feel like dancing high, got a feeling, time to feel it. This is where it all begins.
The best group to interact with is always the kids. They're so much fun. We were riding our bikes yesterday through this, I think it was just the countryside, and this group of schoolgirls, just as we were riding, they started like chasing alongside us and just yelling that one of the girls was just really obsessed with America. Like, she just kept telling us that she was obsessed with America, like she loves America. And I asked her why, and this is like a moment that I'm always gonna remember. She said, because women have more freedom in America. And she told me about how like they even have to cover their shoulders and their knees. And even though people like their mom dresses scandalously, apparently, like the norm is just to cover everything. And just generally, women don't have as much freedom, and that's why she loves America. So it just really makes you realize what you have.
The cycling here is like super active. I find that when we were in Alaska or Southwest, you use cycling to almost like escape and relax. But here, there's so much going on at all times that if you like space out for a moment, you easily could crash or end up in an accident. So like bike touring almost like switches over to this like active mind, which has been a lot of like fun getting used to, and there's so much to absorb like every single day. Yeah, what are some things you've taught us over the last couple days, or observed us learning the last couple days?
Okay. See, I admire you guys because, see, when I don't have any physical disabilities as such. I mean, if you want to, I don't know how you take the word disability, but I don't have to worry about my health actually. Okay, I'm perfectly fine. I eat or don't eat, I don't care. I don't take any medicine. I'm physically perfect. I was never once sick or never once took a medication in my cycling time or any time else also. But I was amazed is with the medical constraints you have. I mean, you have to take care you have to carry a lot of things. You have to monitor a lot of things on your body and take care of those things. That is really, I wouldn't have done that, you know. I mean, I would have put an assistant to me or somebody to monitor, hired a doctor, you know. Anyway, so yeah, having those constraints, being diabetic and the extreme level of diabetic, really, I mean, it's a hats off to you people who really are really doing this. Yeah. Because, I mean, cycling needs you have to worry about your food, you have to worry about your route, you have to plan, and every day where you are going to sleep, on your tent, on the route also, every uphill, you are worried, you know. I mean, among all these worries, you have to worry about you monitoring your levels, sugar levels and insulin levels, and I mean, taking time out of that and doing this, it's really appreciate it.
Is there one memorable person who you've met so far?
I think the fact that Steve, so when we got our bikes tuned up, it was a family-run business, and Steve, the son, was the one that actually tuned up our bikes and fixed our brake pads and greased, and he seemed really excited about cycling. Like, the cycling scene is growing here in India. You want to say, why do you like riding bicycles?
It's like you work all day, you just kind of depressed, just go for a ride and you're free. Yeah.
But then also, like in America, if you just had a service, it's a very transactional experience. And everything in India has taken like 3 or 4 hours, which is a huge cultural shift. And that's because so many people are like welcoming us in. So Steve and his dad took us out for tea and coffee and dosas. So all of a sudden you go from tuning your bike to having like a whole family meal, and that's like really special to experience. Alright, the only reason I'm sitting here is to show off the papaya plant, which has 2 papayas now. It is probably my proudest accomplishment here in lockdown. But if you've also been following me on Instagram, you know that this year I want to sell my photographs. And if there was one photograph that I wanted to sell from the Miles of Portraits India trip, it'd be this one. It happened near the end of the trip when we were going down the coast, specifically along the Catalundi River, which flows through the Malappuram district in Kerala. Now, the scene was absolutely stunning. We had the boats out on the harbor, waves splashing, and the nice part about traveling with a partner, with Annalisa, is that every time you kind of have this artistic vision, you're able to actually try to execute it. So while I was standing on a bridge with people throwing fishing lines over, stopping by to say hello to me, with the rickshaws driving by, Annalisa walked out onto this point where basically it was a group of men fishing or just looking, and Annalisa standing there alone, just looking kind of like this powerful woman out exploring the world, and I just loved that image. And we basically just stood there for 30 or 45 minutes capturing that moment, getting film, getting photographs, and it's something that I hope once I return home to frame and put up in my own apartment or my parents' home, wherever this kind of physical place I end up settling for the rest of the year. Alright, before I absolutely demolish whatever this is so tasty, check out the Miles of Portraits Instagram for our Read and Ride giveaway. This is a collection of adventure books, magazines, and I believe a film that we are giving away to inspire people while they are in quarantine to start preparing for their next trip. So check that out. Thank you for following along. Follow me on Instagram at Erik Douds. Leave a comment about your favorite highlight, and get ready because early this summer is when Miles of Portraits India will come out, which will be a complete series about riding 1,000 kilometers here in Kerala in southern India. So with that, remember, you can go anywhere and do anything. Thank you all for supporting us, and can't wait to share more memories and stories, all the crazy things that happen.